Hello, everybody. I'm trapped in a locker, so let's talk about my top 10 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card artworks of all time. Yu-Gi-Oh is one of my favorite things in the world, right up there with cats and pizza. But its artwork is very mixed at times. You have some great cards, you have some bad cards. Today, I want to talk about what I think are the 10 best artworks that Yu-Gi-Oh has ever offered us. Coming in at number 10, we have the Man Thro Tro. And frankly, I feel like a lot of this art is just really self-explanatory and doesn't require a super detailed art analysis. Like, I'm not some big named art critic who's just going to sit here and be like, yes, the line work of this card, you can truly see the artistic genius in it. Because that's not why I like this card. It's a great card. Like, look at the artwork. It jumps out at you and screams, "Take notice." It's a perfect, flawless card. So, coming in at number 9, we have Treasure Panda, and I'm not going to go too in depth with this. I just feel like the atmosphere of this card is rather crushing. The speed is portrayed wonderfully as the boulder is rushing towards him, and you can see the look on his face of just sheer panic. Like he doesn't know what he's going to do. Where is he going to go? How's he going to get out of here? And the artifact he's carrying is also just flawless genius. Like I'm not entirely sure what it is I'm looking at until I get really close and I see it. It's a potato. He's carrying a potato. So coming in at number 8, we actually have Nitwit Outwit. It is the first trap card on the list. And the reason I like it is a very subtle thing where you're probably not going to notice it at first, but the longer you stare at it, the more you'll probably see why I like it. And because I like to keep a mystery about certain things that I enjoy, I'm going to let you guys find it. So, if you can see why, comment in the comments why you think I like this card so much. So, at number 7, we have Eliminating the League. And I'm honestly just falling over myself to try and explain to you why I like this card art so much. So, first of all, look at the line work around the floor. It looks as though they just dropped it open. Whoever the artist is on this card really knows how to capture the timing flawlessly. Even better, I would say, than the artist for the Treasure Panda being able to capture the speed of the boulder. So coming in at number 6, we have Beast Rising, and there's not much I can really say about this that I haven't said about the other cards. It's just a great card art overall, and I really like the power and strength that they put into the Berserk gorilla here. He really looks like he's super angry, and he really looks like he's packing a massive punch that is just going to knock your head around, like one of those old Looney Tunes cartoons. And I can't wait to see it happen. Coming in at number 5, we have the Harpies Hunting Ground. And I really feel like this is the part of the video that most people are just going to be like, yes, I fully understand. I know why these cards are so great because I don't think there's going to be any sort of like disagreement in the fan base. A lot of the times in fan bases, you see like top 10 favorite fights, top 10 favorite characters, and there's always disagreement in the fans. I don't know if that's the case with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I think these next 5 cards are the fan favorites. Like, look at Harpy's Hunting Ground. I don't think I even really have to say why it's such a good card. I feel like it just pops out at you the second you see it. Like, it's very clear what is so great about this card. Coming in at number 4, we have Solidarity. And once again, this is just another card that just jumps out and speaks to you in a way that other cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just kind of don't. Like you can look right at this card, see everything that's going on, see why it's so great, and continue on with your day without needing to have some sort of 20-page essay written about it. It's just a great card overall, and I don't even think I need to explain why. It's very obvious if you actually just look at it for long enough. So coming in at number 3 is Painful Decision. And let me just tell you, the only really painful decision was trying to figure out which of the top 3 was going to be bringing in the last rung. and it had to be this card because for me, I just don't think the shark does much in this artwork. And if it did a little bit more, I'd be more inclined to favor it. And there is a strong case to be made for why this could be someone's favorite artwork, but I just think the top two have way more going on and are just way more interesting cards overall than this card. And I'm sorry for any painful decision fans out there, but that's just my personal opinion. And taking the silver medal, it's going to be Oja Match, which means that there can only be one card, very obviously, that takes the number one spot. But instead of talking about that now, how about we talk about why it's not Oja Match? And for me personally, it all comes down to the fact that Armed Dragon just doesn't look like he's really enjoying himself. Like you can see very clearly the smile on his face, but it doesn't feel genuine to me. Like I've seen real happiness, and I can imagine that this scenario would create some real genuine happiness in someone, but for me, Armed Dragon just does not sell that. And while I do agree that it is one of the best artworks that Takazuki Takahashi has ever produced, I just don't think it's worthy of the number one spot. Coming in at number one is Ojam Assimilation, which also takes the number one prize for being the most difficult name for me to ever try and say in this entire game. And there's some really weird names in this game. Maybe that'll be a video for a later date. But on top of everything, I need to explain why this card beat out Painful Decision and Oja Match. And the answer is very simple. Like you can tell just by looking at this that someone's heart and soul went into this card. Like they sat there probably for hours detailing each and every line. This is the kind of stuff that belongs in the Louvre. Leonardo da Vinci and the Mona Lisa, get that out of there. I want a giant painting of Ojam Assimilation up on the wall of the Louvre. Paint that all over the Louvre. This is the pinnacle of mankind's art, hands down. It will never be beaten. And at this point, Yu-Gi-Oh will never produce a card nearly this good. And I'm sorry to say that to anyone who disagrees, but that's just the objective fact.